Thank you all very much. We're here. 2 days of conferencing, and I'm sure we're all dying for a drink. But before we do that, we have this concluding ceremony to undertake. And as I started this conference as an opening speech, it is deserving that we finish with a concluding speech. Someone who can do the hard work, if I'm being honest, thread through all the different themes and everything that we've heard from the phenomenal speakers that have been here, all the change makers and their examples. And like a true leader, I decided to delegate that task, but I can't think of anyone better to do so. We, over the last so many years, not just last 2-3 years, we have a partner in Dubai Cares, which is the philanthropic organization of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, the ruler of Dubai. And in Dubai Cares, there's a leader whose name is Tariq al-Gurg. Tariq has been leading from the front, and today I ask him to join us to give us the concluding comments for this year's conference. Tariq, please join us.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. Organizing such a high-level forum in the UAE, bringing together leaders from governments, businesses, and the education sector to discuss research, models, and mechanisms that can create quality education and employment for all is a true indicator of how far we have come as a country in the area of education and development. As an organization, Dubai Cares has also come a long way since its establishment in 2007 by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President and the Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, when we had a single, simple goal: to provide 1 million children with access to quality primary education. This probably should not come as a surprise, considering the extent to which the UAE's success can be attributed to education. The talent in our region has been reinforced by a strong education foundation, and this has played a critical role in our growth. Our nation is taking great strides in the social, economic, cultural, and geopolitical spheres, and in tandem, we are encouraging the same level of growth in developing countries around the world by fostering a strong base of education. Dubai Cares is currently reaching more than 13 million beneficiaries in 38 developing countries. Across all our programs, we work with local partners as they possess valuable contextual knowledge. One of our most important partners in the communities we work in are teachers. Without their support, advocacy, and determination, we would be hard-pressed to put our programs into effect and, more importantly, sustain them. We aim to benefit primary school-age children through our programs, but we focus on enhancing the teacher experience as well, through the provision of relevant training opportunities and adequate teaching resources. And as highlighted in one of the forum's panel discussions, teachers are our strongest champions. They have the ability to initiate positive change and direct its evolution. Today, we are short of teachers and qualified teachers. Tens of millions of teachers in the current workforce are far too often underqualified, poorly paid, and struggle with low socioeconomic status. The reality of children, both in and out of the school, will remain unchanged unless this is treated as a serious issue and steps are taken to elevate and highlight the role of competent teachers in national development. This, in turn, will attract qualified youth to the teaching profession, which can have a positive impact on children's education around the world. As evident in the opening presentation by Andreas Schleicher from the OECD about the state of education, education could be free for everyone if we improve its quality. It's also not about how much we spend on education. It's about what strategic choices we make. In short, we stand at a point where developing teaching as a profession is of utmost importance. To do so, we need to improve the societal perception of teaching as a profession, recruit top candidates into the profession, retain and recognize effective teachers, and support teachers in continued development of practice. As highlighted in the first plenary yesterday, teachers have the ability to initiate positive change and direct its evolution. However, they need to be given what they deserve. They should be rewarded for their talent and in order to motivate them to contribute effectively. Investing in the teacher in terms of knowledge, skills, and access to information guarantees that the voice of teachers is heard. Teacher training is often a difficult issue to rally people around. However, many donor organizations and individuals are recognizing the importance of investing in quality contextual teacher training, such as the Varkey Foundation. They have committed to train 250,000 teachers over the next 10 years in underserved communities across the world. Last year, at this very forum, we, Dubai Cares, announced a partnership with the Varkey Foundation to launch a country-based teacher training intervention that aims to boost the standards of classroom teaching. As a result of last year's forum, I am proud to announce the launch of a joint program in Ghana, which will be using technology and mentoring methods in order to train head teachers to become instructional leaders. This unique program aims to improve teaching practice through interactive, activity-based learning, to improve teachers' subject knowledge, to create more equitable classroom environments, and to support the development of a more accountable monitoring system of teaching quality. Aid to education has declined more rapidly than aid to other sectors. According to the Education for All Global Monitoring Report, the funding gap in this sector is around $26 billion per annum. Sustainable financing should be the ultimate aim for a post-2015 framework, as more domestic resources will be hopefully available through increased tax revenues and economic growth. The panel on financing education highlighted the vital role the private sector has to play in financing the Sustainable Development Goals. Governments will not be able to do it by themselves. Financing education is a continual challenge due to our current economic environment. However, the solution is more complex than just mobilizing funds. It is how effectively and efficiently we use these funds to make impact. From Dubai Care's perspective, education financing must be transformed into a more strategic instrument, allocated to areas that have greatest impact, such as tackling systematic problems, evidence-based programming, integrated programming, addressing existing gaps such as girls' education, school health and nutrition, as well as quality education. Funds should be allocated to innovative partnership models that generate additional domestic and external resources. Another topic that was discussed yesterday is the need to protect our schools. Communities in war-torn countries are existing in unstable conditions, and children are not getting the chance to fulfill their basic right of education. In the Arab Middle Eastern region, more than 80% of children live in conflict areas. Local communities must be vigilant in taking the security of the schools and students into their own hands. Poverty, illiteracy, and marginalization of certain groups lead to terrorism and insecurity for the students. We need to find solutions to see how we can eliminate the root causes and prevent terrorism on education. Youth advocacy trainings are more important to show youth how they can hold their governments accountable. The panel today on learning in fragile settings also highlighted the need of a global certification that is offered to children in conflict situations so that those children can continue their higher education in the future. This is necessary in our days when instability and conflict have become widespread over the past years. The role of private schools was also a hot topic of discussion. The private sector plays an increasingly important role as it has the capacity to make financial contributions and test innovative solutions. It represents an important supply of valuable resources that go beyond financial contributions. For example, the private sector has the capacity to test innovative solutions addressing access and quality issues and fostering more efficient allocation of resources. As highlighted by many of the panelists, if we really want to increase learning to best prepare the planet's youth to meet the challenges of the 21st century, we will need to unleash disruptive innovation in order to fundamentally transform how education is delivered. This approach is based on the recognition that the current one-size-fits-all model is inefficient and unable to meet the needs of a diverse student population. It also stipulates that technological innovation holds the promise to overcoming all of these problems, but this will only be realized when a wide variety of service providers, such as civil society and the private sector, are meaningfully engaged in education. The next phase of true progress will be to come out of the current era of massification into a new era of more real-world, relevant and personalized educational pathways. Yesterday, we celebrated the finest teachers around the globe, teachers who inspire their students to make a positive change in the communities they live in and spread this inspiration beyond community and country boundaries. The focus of the Global Teacher Prize on valuable contributions of teachers is pivotal to nurturing the global talent of tomorrow. I would like to congratulate yesterday's winner of the Global Teacher Prize 2015, Nancy Atwell, and I invite you all to give her another big round of applause. In the past 2 days, we delved deep into challenges that we face in delivering quality education, equity, and employment for all. Over the past years, we strived to ensure that the root of the problem, which is quality primary education, is secured for all. Yet, 250 million primary school-age children globally today are still not able to read, write, or count adequately. The way forward is to pledge collaborative efforts among philanthropic organizations, UN aid agencies, NGOs, businesses, governments, and even individuals to place education on top of the development agenda with teachers at its heart. Thank you very much.
Tariq. So, Tariq, thank you very much. Your comments are much appreciated, and your insights, as always, Wonderful. You know, when we think about the Global Education and Skills Forum, I was looking at the logo, which is behind me now. And the logo uses some quite important words, 4 words: delivering on the promise. Delivering on the promise. At the outset, I mentioned to everyone that what this conference was about was real action on the ground. And the former Prime Minister of Bosnia actually mentioned it in his remarks. We're all change makers in the audience. We're all doing some incredible things. Inspired by yesterday evening's activities, a man who doesn't really say much, but is a man of action, inspired by what he saw and felt on this stage, wanted to share some of his observations. Please put your hands together for Sunny Varkey, founder of the Varkey Foundation.
Good evening, friends. I don't know what to say, but this is the last minute thing, and you know, public speaking is not one of my strengths, but I'm more a doer than a talker. So I just wanted to really convey something that is so important to me, and something that we can take from this conference. This is the 3rd year of our Global Education Skills Forum. And I want to thank every one of you for making this event very special. Our dream is to solve the global education problems now. Almost every problems in the world, it's really about delivering good quality education. Good quality education can really take care of the problems that we face with terrorism, peace, climate change, rich and poor divide, inequality in gender, and so on. So if you think that education is a solution to all our problems, then it's very simple to say that the backbone of education is a good teacher. Now, the whole idea about the global prize, Teacher's Prize, is about improving the respect, the celebration and reward for teachers. But the truth is that you don't need a prize to celebrate teachers. We can celebrate teachers better if we all play our part. Sometimes it is the small things that really make a difference. In the spirit of the Global Teacher Prize, I ask all of us to make a promise to talk and speak and spread about the special teacher or teachers that has played an important role in your life. Yesterday, I heard President Clinton, President Kagame, and Tony Blair talk about their favorite teachers. It was magical. It sparked an emotional reaction in every person in the room. Let today be the start. The start of thousands of conversations about teacher or teachers we loved. I ask heads of states, ministers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, education leaders, students, and parents, please talk about the impact your favorite teachers have done to you. At home, in your professional life, at social gatherings, in meetings, in the media, and on your websites, or blog as frequently as possible. Please tweet for teachers. Let's start the momentum towards respecting, rewarding, and celebrating teachers today. Then we will get the real prize. Thank you.
Well done. So here we are. Can I ask our 9 finalists to please stand up? Take a bow. A standing ovation, please. As an acknowledgement of your phenomenal work, our foundation would like to contribute $25,000 to each of you and your work. As Mr. Varkey said, it's not the money that matters. It really isn't. Your heroic achievements in classrooms is what matters. And we know that through your stories and your journeys over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years and going forward, we know that you will contribute a lot more to society. So thank you very much for making the effort. Thank you. What we want to do, not just with this conference, not just with the prize, is to collaborate. You know, we can't solve all of this ourselves, as much as my wife tells me she can, but this collaboration and partnership approach is, I think, what the new paradigm is. And we want others to join hands with us. And this year, for our conference, we've had a number of partners who have all contributed immensely to what you have seen over the last 2 or 3 days. We should recognize them, and many of them in the room. But if you, for example, want to take part and want to participate in this family gathering of ours, please come forward. We are open to that, to the approach. I, at the outset, talked about financial partnership and sponsorship. This event, yes, it does cost money, but yes, we're doing it for the betterment of humanity. And these companies specifically have signed up to that charter. So I want to recognize them especially. They are Allprints, ARC, Skills for Work, Deloitte, Mashreq Bank, Microsoft, Parthenon, the Education Partners, Western Union, and of course, GEMS Education. Please acknowledge their contribution. Obviously, the direction of everything that we've done, the support that we received from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and the UAE government is very important to this event. Thank you. And as much as I would love to take the credit for everything that happens, and it would be a diversion to do so, there is a team that puts all this together. Please recognize them. There are 2 co-pilots to this entire thing. And I've asked them to come into the room, and they are, where's Mark? Mark, please stand up. Mark Boxer and Claire Chappell. Claire, please come forward. So the last thing I say, and I'm sure you'll welcome it, please join us for drink and dinner on the beach. Thank you very much. See you next year. Please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay seated. We have a final announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay seated. The session has not finished. Please stay seated.
I wanna leave my footprints on the sands of time. No, there was something that meant something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Leave something to remember, so they won't